I'm Tammy Subnewski, your crypto queen. Thank you so much for popping by my channel. Please know that this is not financial advice. I'm only here to entertain you and to remind you to only buy on red candles. Okay, so we have some updates for Zenya Token, which was formerly known as Hospowise. And just to get quick, I recently spoke with Quinn Rozzinski, who is now the CEO of Zenya Token. And, you know, like they say, sometimes third time is a charm, and hopefully that will be the case with Zenya Token. So that project is not scrapped. It's still an ongoing piece of work. So just bear with me because I am going to tell you the story of Hospowise that then morphed into Zenya Token and give you all of the newest updates. So let's start from the very beginning. And I guess the beginning of Hospowise would be to let you know about Quinn, who was well known through the Twitter sphere. He was always on a lot of spaces and, you know, he hosted his own spaces and engaged in other spaces. He always seemed very knowledgeable, very likable. He started talking about his project that he was going to launch, and this was like months in the making. We kept hearing about this token. So, you know, being that everyone knew Quinn, trusted Quinn, we knew that he had been in the crypto space for a while. We considered him to be very knowledgeable. So we were confident. You know, we weren't so much investing in Hospowise, we were investing in Quinn. Finally, you know, the pre-sale came. Pretty much everyone I know invested in the pre-sale. They had this big dev team, and unfortunately, the guy that they had contracted to do their smart contract was no good. He wound up rugging the project. Quinn obviously was completely mortified. He felt like, you know, this was really a blow to his reputation, and he really wanted to make it right. So he's been working behind the scenes this whole entire time to kind of, you know, scrape together that same project, but to make it better. And of course, all of the devs are now KYC through Certic. So they were doing a pre-launch for the new token, which is Xeniia. It really wasn't going well, especially in this market climate. And like I said, the first project had rugs, so there was, you know, a credibility issue there. And plus the pre-sale was not really structured well. Like they had a 30-day pre-sale, which is an incredibly long pre-sale. The cap was too high. Like there was just a lot of problems there with the launch, and then the launch just got pulled. So I spoke with Quinn, and it seems like one of the main issues was the former CEO of the token. And this guy's name was Joe Remy. Now, you know, to be honest with you, like I don't know Joe Remy. I never met Joe Remy. I never spoke to this guy, but and here he is, his picture's on the screen. He is no longer associated with Zenya Token. He's completely out of the picture. So right now, Quinn is now the CEO of Zenya Token, which is good news for me because it was Quinn that I was investing in all along, you know, with his knowledge of crypto and his vision for where he wants to take this project. You know, you might argue, well, then he should have been CEO the second time around, but it just didn't work out that way. Okay. And we just have to, if you want your money back, if you were an original investor in Hospowise and you want your money back, the best thing that you can do is be supportive of Zenya Token. Like I said, maybe third time is a charm, and we're going to see some results here. So, you know, things got a little sketchy. It was either yesterday or the day before. The Telegram was abruptly shut down. The website disappeared. Like, it just didn't look good. Like, you couldn't do anything more sus than shutting down the Telegram and wiping out the website. That just does not look good, right? So, of course, everyone was scared. So there was a lot of rumors going around. You know, there were, you know, people sending each other messages on Twitter. So it just, you know, started a conversation like, oh no, is this a rug the second time? It's not a rug because it was never launched. Money hasn't been lost. There were only a few investors in the second pre-launch. So it's really not considered a rug. They're postponing the new launch until they get their stuff together, get everything fortified, you know, get more people into the development team. There's a few people that they're working with currently, and they're not sure like which one they're going to place in a certain position. I do feel better about the project knowing that Quinn is going to be the CEO So he is going to hold the reins this time. There can't be any more excuses as to what happened with this token, right? I feel like the original dev team put Quinn out there as the front man because they knew how well liked and respected Quinn is in the cryptocurrency space. And I felt like they kind of used him a little bit. But now that he's the CEO, he's the guy in charge, and he's still the front man, this has got to happen. If it fails this time, it's really not going to bode well for Quinn, because he didn't really have that much control over the project, but now he's in full control. So everything is going to fall on his shoulders if things go sideways. So one of the things, I did speak with Quinn today on the phone. I spoke with Quinn and with Sean. They're both developers involved in Zenya Token, and they just gave me a basic rundown as to, what the drama was, what happened, what was going on. When the launch started for Zenya Token, Quinn didn't really agree with how they went about it. First of all, it was way too long. It was a 30-day launch. The minimum and the maximum just were off. He wanted to tweak the tokenomics. They weren't really marketing it. Like, the marketing person that was in charge of the Twitter just really didn't do anything. They weren't active on Telegram. They weren't doing AMAs. When it comes to cryptocurrency, like, everything is promotion. If you're not getting the word about your project out there, it's not going to work. Everything with cryptocurrency is marketing, because it's rare that a cryptocurrency comes to the table with a working utility right off the bat. So all you have to work with is your marketing and getting your reputation out there, getting the word out there. Hey, we're launching this. We're doing this. Come find out about the utility that we're building. This is what we're going to have. This is what our token is about. But unfortunately, Joe just wasn't the man for the job. He really didn't want to do any AMAs. He wasn't engaging with investors or prior holders. It seemed like he really didn't care about the people who were invested in Hospowise and were rugged the first time around. Like, he just wasn't interested in helping those people get their money back, where Quinn was mortified that a lot of his friends lost a lot of money. And he's very concerned that the people that invested in Hospowise get their money back. So he's really going to buckle down, take charge of this project, because he really thinks that the utility that this is going to have is going to be major for the hospitality industry. As a matter of fact, Xenia means hospitality in Greek. And I actually like that name a little better than Hospowise, because I don't know, Hospowise, it just... it kind of made me feel like a hospital, right? It was too close to hospital. So I do like the fact that they've changed the name of it. They've done a little bit of rebranding. So I'm happy about that. They do have their website that is up. Of course, they have the Zenya Token website, but they also do have a Xenia website as well. So if you're interested in the project, you want to find out a little more about, what the token is about, what their utility is going to be, you can visit either one of these websites and it's going to give you the basic rundown. So looking at the team that we had, as you can see, these are some of the older pictures. That is Joe Remy. He's the guy that he just really lacked the wherewithal, let's say the passion to do this cryptocurrency. He seemed to be passionate in the beginning, but his passion just kind of fizzled out. So whatever, he's gone. He really didn't do a great job with communicating to the rest of the team the vision, not only the vision, but the actual work product that had been done with the money that they did have, right? There was a lot of things that Quinn didn't even know that they had. They have case studies, with customers and, what they're going to do, templates of how their app is going to work. He's like, there was so much intellectual property that was there that I never even saw. So this guy, unfortunately, seemed to be hiding a lot from Quinn and the rest of the team. And, Quinn just thinks his passion fizzled out. I think this guy, now this is totally just what I think. I think this guy wanted to basically cut everybody out and possibly launch his own token, kind of based on the structure of what the Xenia token is, right? Because why else would you hold all of that stuff back? It just doesn't make sense. So down here, you can see a picture of Quinn. This is Quinn Rozzinski. He is now the CEO of Zenya Token. And Quinn is definitely passionate about getting this cryptocurrency running, getting it off the ground, bringing in the utilities, just making his token completely successful. He's obsessed with everybody, trying to get them their money back. Because like I said, he's mortified that any of this happened. A lot of the people that invested, like I said, we were his friends. We knew him from Twitter. So he's just, he's been absolutely devastated at the whole case. But of course, we also know Sean. Sean is big on Twitter as well. And him and Quinn are going to, salvage this token and hopefully put it together so that when in fact it does launch, we don't have an exact date, but I do hope to go over, or Quinn will come to New Jersey to meet me, and we're going to do a face-to-face interview. We'll bring in Sean on a live stream because he's over on the West Coast, and just discuss the utilities of the token, because let me tell you, their noses are to the grindstone. They're really working hard. They're pushing, because they want this project to be a success. They need it to be a success in order for them to salvage their reputation, right? We know these guys. Their faces are out there. Their names are out there. They're doxxed. They don't want to hurt their friends. They want to make sure the people that invested in Hospowise that were rugged, that they are going to be made whole with the launch of the Zenya token. That's what they're looking to do. So there is going to be another launch for Zenya token. We don't have an exact date, but right now he's learning more. He's diving into more of what some of the things that Joe was holding back on. So hopefully by the time I meet with Quinn to do the interview, we're going to have all of the information, what he found out, if there was any more news as to exactly why Joe would even do this, right? What I personally think he was going to run away with the blueprint of the token and start his own token. There's no reason why you would withhold intellectual property from your partners that you want to launch a project with, unless you're planning on stealing it, right? It just doesn't make sense to me. So hopefully by the time I meet with Quinn, he'll have a better understanding of exactly how everything is going to work. And, he'll bring to us all of the new news about the project, the tokenomics, and what the plans are, the launch date, what the minimum and the maximum is, how long it's going to be. So we're still working with that original smart contract, of course, that was built by Shibnobi. It's a good smart contract. It was audited by the person that I guess audit for Ethereum. He said it more eloquently. I can't remember the guy's name, but it was audited by a person of very well renowned in the cryptocurrency sphere. So we have confidence knowing that it is a good smart contract. Like I said, first of all, it was built by Shibnobi. I'm sure Teddy Ganja had something to do with it. So I trust that it's a good smart contract, and I look forward to getting my money back, because I was an investor in Hospowise. A lot of people I know were big investors in Hospowise. So knowing that, okay, the flame is not out, there still is an opportunity to be able to recoup our money. Maybe if not all of it, some, or who knows, maybe all of it. Maybe we'll even make some profits here. We have to see. That will definitely be something that we can ask and discuss with Quinn when we meet him face to face. But he is working to make this token happen. And like I said, hey, maybe third time's a charm. And, they're building, trying to get some partnerships together. They currently do have a partnership with Koa Combat. The logo for Xenia is going to be there on the fighting mat. I guess when they start beating each other up, it's going to be all bloody, and, how people like their, not boxing ring, whatever it is, the ring there, get all bloodied up after the fight. So they do have that partnership going. They're looking to build other partnerships. So I'm not giving up hope on Zenya Token. Don't get me wrong. It's been disappointing that all of this has happened. It would have been nice to be, smooth sailing, but unfortunately it just didn't go that way. But I do feel a little better knowing that Quinn is now the CEO. right? Like, this is what I would have wanted from day one, because he's the guy that I feel comfortable with. He's the guy that I had the most confidence in. I didn't know Joe Remy. I just didn't know that guy. So I feel good knowing that Quinn is now going to be in charge. So let's read some of the tweets that they put out yesterday. This is the first of three. 3 members of the original team have left the company: Lori, Chief Marketing Officer; Anthony, Senior Advisor; and Joe Remy, who is the CEO. This is because the vision and the direction of the business of all 3 members is not aligned with the current members. The smart contract and everything belonging to the company has been handed over to Quinn Rozzinski, who is now the CEO. They wish the current team the best of luck in their pre-sale and their journey. So that's it. That was the official word from the Xenia Twitter page. And like I said, I did speak with Quinn and I did speak with Sean. So, hopefully, fingers crossed, third time is going to be a charm for Zenya Token. And I will let you know when I plan to go meet with Quinn face-to-face for an interview, and we will live stream with Sean as well. So I look forward to getting you some more information on Zenya Token. I appreciate you for tuning in. And until next time, remember,